Hey guys, it's Chelsea with Quilted and Curious back again today. We are going to go over just some a little bit more advanced basting. One thing I will say is that you can do whatever you want as far as the fabric is concerned, but the basting is really the most important part. So you'll see here on this one, this acrylic actually has little dots or little holes where you can fit your pen through. And I like to use my fabric, my friction pen, and that will allow you to be able to kind of put your paper pieces at the four corners. And in a perfect world, that would work every time. And it will for your basting when it's not as important that it needs to be like absolutely perfect. But if you're trying to create like this nice symmetrical design or, a beautiful flower out of all of your pieces, you'll know and you'll find out very quickly that even if you are off by 2 millimeters, you can see it. And if you're a perfectionist, it is going to either drive you crazy or you're going to find yourself rebasting over and over and over again. So this is not a perfect method, but it definitely is a pretty good method as far as basting is concerned. So what you see here is I created those dots. That way it gives me kind of a general layout as to where the paper piece needs to go. But then I go back to my first template, which I have glued down to the fabric. And I just mark some of the more important features or some of the easier features that you can see. And I try to mark something on all four, of the sides, at least two of the sides in opposite directions, is helpful. But the most important thing is marking things that go like very perfectly, almost perpendicular to your fabric. Something that's just going to make it easy to be able to line it up, I guess, is the biggest thing, to say. So then you're going to take it back over, you're going to find your dots, and it should make it pretty easy to line up those little extra marks that you made on the paper piece here. And that's going to be, one way that you can get these pieces lined up very nicely. Now, and it makes the basting just so much easier. The little tool that I'm using here is from Clover, and it's a point turner, I think is what they call it. But it has a really nice like flat edge that you can create a seam with. So what you can do is holding your piece like perfectly in place, you can use that to create a nice seam right along the edge. That way, whenever you fold it over, you get a really crisp fold. And keep in mind, whenever you go to put your glue on, if you glue onto the fabric like I like to do, it is going to pull a little bit on the fabric. So you might have to, after you glue, before you kind of fold the edge over, you might need to move your paper piece again or move your fabric a little bit. So, definitely keep a close eye on that and just make sure that, everything's kind of stayed in position where you want it. And then, you're just going to do that on all four of the sides. It's a really simple step, but it makes the world of difference whenever it comes to these harder designs and trying to create just a really nice end product. Yeah, so I hope you guys find this tip just to be helpful and as helpful as I do. It really does help to just create a wonderful end product here. But if you like this tip, be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment. All of those things are really helpful just to allow me to reach some more people here and to kind of build this community on YouTube that I have and love on Instagram here. So I hope you guys have a good day. Bye.